My beloved child, your guardian angels have led you to this video, and it is not by accident that you found it. Your name triggers your ever-vigilant guardian angels to come to life during a conversation on Earth. This isn't something that occurs frequently. Your angels feel something profound and unheard of at this unique time. Even more astounding is the fact that someone else has experienced the same thing here. Maybe by accident, but your name was brought up in a recent chat with surprising vigor. Your name caused this person to experience a tornado of emotions. When they uttered your name, they were taken aback by the depth of the new feelings, even though they believed they understood exactly how they felt about you. What was first just a light conversation about you swiftly evolved into a thorough debate. There was a lot more going on behind the surface than they had realized, based on the words and feelings expressed. Now pay close attention to what the angels are saying to you. Watching this moment of intense revelation, the angels grin. For them, it is a sign, an extrasensory spiritual link, and they wish to inform you. Maybe you should take a moment to ponder as well. How does this apply to you personally? What impact will these fresh emotions have on your journey? Your guardian angels want you to know that you have their support and guidance. To claim the support of angels, write Amen in the comments. Give $20 super thanks to support us. Your support means a lot to us. It could be time to take a closer look into oneself and discover the feelings and relationships hiding there. Recall that the cosmos has no bounds and that its mechanisms are incomprehensible. This abrupt shift in their emotional trajectory surprises them. They are unable to pinpoint the exact moment or how this change started, but one thing is for sure. The more they talk about you, the more their emotions develop, intensify, and penetrate. They are currently in the midst of a sea of emotions that they are unsure how to navigate. It appears that they have been keeping their emotions hidden for a while, possibly even from themselves. We occasionally become withdrawn out of fear of getting wounded. This is a defense mechanism that occurs naturally to shield our hearts from possible harm. However, while doing so, we frequently keep our actual emotions hidden from both ourselves and other people. They become aware of how much they have suppressed when they think back on their developing love. Their boundaries have crumbled with each conversation with you, allowing the depth of their feelings to be revealed. The change has been slow, nearly invisible, but it is now evident. Their hearts surge with a fresh intensity that combines fear and excitement. It is challenging to manage this emotional sea. They are torn between wanting to accept these emotions and being afraid of being vulnerable. Their anxiety is heightened when they are unsure of how to respond, but they also understand the value of transparency and honesty. The first thing to do is to acknowledge their emotions. They realize that keeping them hidden will only cause more grief and uncertainty. Despite the risks, embracing their feelings gives you the chance to truly connect with them and find happiness. They are prepared to embark on this emotional journey in the hopes of discovering the acceptance and love they so desperately need by being authentic. It's possible that they did this to you though their feelings were there, seething beneath the surface. They refused to let their emotions surface. They were so good at playing tricks on themselves that they lost sight of their own emotions. However, something changed on Saturday. It was like a switch had been flipped inside of them, causing all of these emotions to surface simultaneously. They seemed to have a sudden awareness of their true selves, recognizing emotions that they had always felt but had kept hidden. They are thinking about you now and experiencing emotions they never thought they would. With all these novel feelings, what will they do? Time will tell. But one thing is for sure. When your name was mentioned on Sunday, it set up a strong emotional wave that they are unable to control. And you, what are your thoughts on this? They seem to be experiencing a rapid acceleration of emotions, going from 0 to 200 in the span of a single glance. Naturally, they are astonished by this abrupt shift in their emotions. Envision a serene day one day and an emotional ride in your heart the next. They feel precisely that way right now. They gradually come to the realization that perhaps these emotions aren't all that novel. Maybe they were sleeping, tucked away in a corner of their hearts, waiting for the perfect opportunity to reawaken. They pause to consider this. After experiencing this shock and astonishment, what is the meaning of all this? Where are these strong emotions coming from? Yes, they are afraid because these kinds of developments are unsettling, but excitement also surges in tandem with the anxiety. It's the sensation of venturing into the unknown. These unfamiliar emotions are thrilling as well as frightening. They give their lives a new way and their hearts a new beat. They are caught between the exhilaration of what lies ahead and the fear of the unknown. As they experience this moment of discovery, they appear to be at a turning point in their emotional lives, attempting to make sense of these unfamiliar feelings. And in the middle of all of this, right in the middle of their minds, is your name, pulsating with a power they have never felt before. They have always held you in high regard, perceiving in you an exceptional beauty and a hospitable nature that has always drawn people in. They valued and respected you, but it had never developed into anything more than a passing fancy until that point. That's what they believed, at least. You may feel perplexed now that these new feelings have surfaced. Why hadn't I noticed this earlier? One may wonder. However, you shouldn't distrust yourself just yet. You are a beautiful person who deserves love and affection. It's common for people to occasionally be blind to what is directly in front of them, particularly if they don't think they deserve such a wonderful thing. This abrupt shift in their emotions speaks more about their limits and fears than it does about you. Ever since that Sunday, people have been forced to confront their sentiments head-on by bringing up your name in discussion. It was as though something that had always been there, but was concealed by their own walls, suddenly became visible. This realization is a time for both of you to reflect. Even if you're unaware of it, you have the chance to see the influence you have on other people. For him, it's a challenge to investigate these new emotions, discover their origins, and discover their true significance. It's a revelation moment, realizing that attraction and love may occasionally be found in the most unlikely places. He is not merely attracted to you physically or with a transient zeal. It's something far more profound, with a depth and significance that required time to fully comprehend. It's not that he wasn't drawn to you before. Rather, these feelings developed and deepened with time, growing louder and more obvious until they became unavoidable. He is currently dealing with an unexpected reality and the shock that goes along with it. He might act differently around you and recede a little as a result of this surprise. He is perplexed and attempting to figure out how and why his emotions have drastically shifted. He was wrong to believe that he understood how he truly felt for you. It can be difficult to acknowledge and embrace unexpected emotions as he tries to make sense of it all. It can cause odd behaviors and moments of withdrawal. It seems like he's searching for himself, attempting to comprehend his feelings and how they relate to the relationship you two share. Thus, be aware that this could be his strategy for handling a sudden flood of emotions. If you observe that he behaves differently, attempts to separate himself, or appears bewildered in an attempt to comprehend these newly discovered emotions, he is traveling down a path of self-discovery. He needs time and space to process all of this, both personally and in terms of your relationship. He is taking some time to consider, and he is thinking about you a lot. He has always held you in the highest regard, finding a special beauty and a kind disposition in you that drew him in. He valued and appreciated you, but it had never progressed to a deeper level, a love attraction, until that point. That was his initial thought. However, you may feel perplexed now that these new feelings have surfaced. Why hadn't I noticed this earlier? One may wonder. However, you shouldn't distrust yourself just yet. You are a beautiful person who deserves love and affection. It's common for people to occasionally fail to recognize what is in front of them, particularly if they don't think they deserve such a wonderful thing. This abrupt shift in his emotions speaks more about his walls and insecurities than it does about you. Your name had come up in conversation since that Sunday, and he felt compelled to tackle his emotions head-on. Something that had always been there, but was concealed by his own barriers, was suddenly made visible as though a light had been switched on. This realization is a time for both of you to reflect. Even if you're unaware of it, you have the chance to see the influence you have on other people. For him, it's a challenge to investigate these new emotions, discover their origins, and discover their true significance. It's a revelation moment, realizing that attraction and love may occasionally be found in the most unlikely places. He is not merely attracted to you physically or with a transient zeal. It's something far more profound, with a depth and significance that required time to fully comprehend. It's not that he wasn't drawn to you before. Rather, these feelings developed and deepened with time, growing louder and more obvious until they became unavoidable. He is now confronted with an unexpected reality, which also comes as a shock. He might act differently around you and recede a little as a result of this surprise. He is perplexed and attempting to figure out how and why his emotions have drastically shifted. He was wrong to believe that he understood how he truly felt for you. It can be difficult to acknowledge and embrace unexpected emotions as he tries to make sense of it all. It can cause odd behaviors and moments of withdrawal. It seems like he's searching for himself, attempting to comprehend his feelings and how they relate to the relationship you two share. Therefore, if you perceive that he appears bewildered, acts strangely, or tries to remove himself, realize that he may be using this as a coping mechanism for a sudden emotional outburst. He is searching for himself and attempting to understand these emerging new emotions. He needs time and room to process everything, both personally and in terms of his connection with you. He is taking some time to contemplate, thinking about you and the emotions that are coming to the surface. It's a voyage of self-awareness, exploration, and possibly even romance. Allow him the time and room he requires. Let him process these feelings in his own time. That's all for today. The angels have one more important warning for you. Don't forget to press the like button and the subscribe button so you don't miss it.